We are deep. We are Afro. We are soulful. We are vocal. We are house.
Thank you, Wes, for the last few hours or the last half hour or how long it was. Yes. Yeah, thanks to Black Hendy. Big shout out to everyone watching. Thank you. Thanks, Wes. Thanks to Brother James. Right, I'm sure many people here can recognise the person to my right.
Hello.
Standing next to the cleaner there for a minute. No, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you. Must say a big shout to the person again to my right, Mr. Neil Pearce.
Hello, Mick. How you doing?
Well, it's been a while since I've seen you.
Yeah, all of 4 days.
4 days. 4 days. I love this geezer. Yes, thank you. And listen, as we do with all the guests that come in, we ask them a range of questions, find a little bit about themselves, what makes them tick, what sort of music they like, who they influence, and yeah, we'll just sort of like get the tail of the tape. So anyone nefarious out there who wants to know about Mr. Pearce, you're in.
Basically, yeah.
So listen, Neil, thank you for turning up.
You're more than welcome.
Basically, let's start with the first one. I think it's all about how long you've been DJing, mate. How long's it been?
I'll be giving my age away then, wouldn't I?
Ballpark.
Over 30 years.
30 years.
Yeah, well, 31 exactly.
So, okay. So what made you get into DJing, mate?
It was more back in the day. It wasn't house music for me. It was more about sound system culture, reggae, rare groove, soul, hip hop, all that kind of thing.
Sure.
So that's kind of where I started out, playing in those sounds, selecting for those sounds, and then progressed from there. But that was kind of like my first introduction to DJing. Although we didn't even really call it DJing then, because we started out playing with one deck and a mic man, so there weren't much mixing going on, but selecting, playing music. So first playing music would have been around 87.
Okay, and who would have been your influences?
Oh wow. Well, my very first influence would definitely be my dad. He's a big soul man. He used to take me and my brother to loads of concerts and that when we was kids. So he was massive into Stevie Wonder,
sure,
massive into Donny Hathaway, like all of those kind of soul greats, Sam Cooke, Wilson Pickett, Otis Redding, all those kind of people. So he was probably the biggest influence on me when I was young. And then getting older, there was a guy in Hitchin called Beanie Paul. He was a huge influence on me as well when it comes to just playing sound systems and knowing how to select. Because you used to play all night then. It weren't like 2 hours and then off. It was like you strung up the sound at 9 o'clock, you started playing and you finished when people left, sure, which could be 10 o'clock the next day. So you had to learn how to come with your crates of records and play over the course of 10 or 12 hours or 14 hours.
So how many records do you reckon you would have to take that on?
Oh, God, we used to go with crates and crates and crates. You know them big crates that you used to get? Yeah. We used to go with just, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 of those, plus a load of 7-inch boxes. You know what I mean? So we used to go, there was thousands and thousands of records you'd bring. Because you'd play everything, you know, from hip-hop to R&B to rare groove to reggae to lovers rock to soca, everything, you know, and learn how to program it to where you kept people there. But then after that, so they were my early influences in music in general. And I was going to say my brother, but then that's more when we got into house.
Right. So from basically transitioning from a DJ, what influenced you to go that step up the ladder, sort of like being a producer or thinking of creating your own beats? What was the transition?
Do you know what? Everything with what I have done has kind of happened organically. I was working at Release a Groove, a record shop down the West End, for a few years. A young guy called Aaron Ross, I mean, he was really young at the time. He used to come in, he used to swap Virgin promos for stuff that was on the shelf.
Sure.
And we had a good connection, and he used to hang out with Phil and all the rest of the Soul Boys at the time. And he was the one that mentioned to me, like, why don't we get in a studio together and see if we can make something? I didn't have a clue about studio work. I knew what I liked, but I didn't have a clue how to program a beat, how to edit a track, arrange anything. Basically, I just knew what I liked. But we got together and it just hit off straight away. To be fair, so I didn't actually go out to be a producer. It just kind of happened because someone said, "How do you fancy doing this?" And I was like, "Okay." I think that's the thing. Sometimes in life, the stuff you don't plan for is the stuff that.
And I suppose between
happens.
you and Aaron, you kind of sort of like done your Fantastic stuff.
Fanatic stuff we did. I don't know about who the Fantastics were.
I would actually put the Fantastic Panic.
The Fantastic 2.
So how did you force yourself, like, give yourself a name between you and Aaron and start like create your own stuff from there?
Yeah, do you know what the thing was? We got really, really lucky really quickly. The first track we did, Mark the Clive Lowe played keys on it, and I was in Paris with Kenny Dope. I used to do this like chaperoning thing for Kenny. So if he was in Europe and his normal chaperone guy weren't there, I'd get a phone call saying, "Do you want to go and hang out with Kenny for a couple of days?" And I'd get paid to do it. Okay, so I could go and get slaughtered off his rider, have a load of fun, and get paid for it. So I was in Paris with him on this gig, and I played him a demo of the track. And I was like, "Oh, we did this track with Lady Alma. What do you think?" And he was like, "I want to sign it for Masters at Work." I was like, "Huh?" You can imagine, really, that's the first ever record you made. And he wanted to sign it. And then it literally just snowballed from there. We'd done a remix of Blaze Found Love, which got really well received. Yeah, Louis was playing it. Like, everybody was playing that record. And then from there, it just literally snowballed. We did mixes for Frankie Feliciano, for Joey Negro, for Louis Vega, for... I can't even remember Dennis Ferrer, which actually is the beat you're playing. So it just kind of snowballed. Like I said, from my part, maybe different from Aaron, but from my part, it wasn't something that I set out to do. It just happened, and I'm glad it did.
And would you say the same would have been said for when you were starting with Remy and like with Ziggy in particular? Big up to Ziggy.
Yes, big up my man Ziggy. Love you, Ziggs. Yeah, definitely with Ziggy. You know, I met him through Sire, and he came around my house and was having a chat. And all of a sudden, he started coming to different sessions that I was working on. And we just started just gelling and just working together. And he was helping me out on quite a few things. Like when it come up to like chopping up audio on bass and things like that. Obviously, he's a musician, so he can understand chopping up audio on bass a lot more than I do. You know, he can pick out the flavour.
Amazing.
He's totally. He gets on your nerves, doesn't he? He's that talented. But again, like that kind of whole Remy thing come out of, well, we're doing a load of work together, so why not do something with it? And that's what happened. So, yeah, I think, you know, like I said, everything I've just seemed to have fallen into. I think with some hard work as well, but I've been quite lucky as well.
That's good. So I was on a personal, as a personal for myself, I think Diamond. I personally thought when you made that tune, I kind of saw that really seriously opened you up. That would definitely be the record that I suppose put us on the map or made people take notice of us, because it did so well. And you know, that year at Sunsea Beat, it was played everywhere you went. But it is, you know, it's an amazing song. You've got to give credit to Alicia and Hannah, who wrote that record and performed it. You know, they did. I mean, the original of that record was actually completely different to the version that you heard. Right. So the original groove was actually quite a dark, deep groove, and they wrote that record over the top of it. And I said to Ziggy, "This groove ain't good enough." So we went back to the drawing board and started all over again. Because I knew the music had to be as good as what the vocal was. Sure. And then, you know, I'm glad that we did, because it ended up being huge for us. So, you know, and again, all your peers, when the top of the trade, your Tony Humphries, your Louis Vegas, your Spens, all those people are playing your record, you're like, I still pinch myself. And I know most of those guys quite well, you know, but it's still like a moment. Must be
it's still a validation, moment, you know?
Oh, well, as I say, a brilliant tune.
Thank you, mate.
Moving forward. DIS, Deep in the Soul.
Right.
How did that start off? Big up to Scott.
Yeah, big up Scotty. I think he's on his way in here, actually. Oh, did he just call? Oh. I think we've got something. Big up Scotty. basically, I didn't start Deep Into Soul with Scott. Scott started Deep Into Soul by himself. At the time, I was doing a night called Beat Players in East Village. And that come to an end, and he approached me saying, look, how would you like to work? I mean, I'd worked with him as far as DJing goes.
Sure.
And we'd become friends. And he said, look, how do you fancy coming into a partnership with me? I think if we join forces that, you know, we can really go to bigger places. So we gave it a go. And from the very first party we did, we was packed. I mean, shockingly to us, because it was a Sunday afternoon, we was like, oh, if we get 200 in, we'll be happy. Yeah, and on our first party, we had like 700 on the rooftop. I was like, right, like, yeah, I can have that. So, you know, it's, that's, yeah, again, it's one of those things that it never set out to intentionally be that. Scott just approached me and was like, what do you think? Do you fancy doing this? And it was kind of grown from there, and we've grown a great friendship and a great business relationship, and now we're trying to go up to the next kind of level, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the loft one just a few weeks back, I think that was a perfect venue.
I mean, for us, I mean, there's, again, you know, we're always trying to, you know, outdo ourselves, but at the same time, listen to what punters say. I think we did amazingly well for our first night there. I think there's tweaks and improvements, but there always is. And I think as a promoter that cares about people's experience, you want to keep improving. Yeah, you know, you want to keep improving. So, you know, we was really, really pleased. We sold out before the night. So, yeah, what more can I say?
Yeah, big up. Well, listen, as we move on to tonight.
Oh, yeah, tonight. Yeah, I forgot you got me out of bed and I got to work tonight.
Yes, he used a lot of profanity in the morning, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, Ministry of Sound.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it?
Very, very much so. It's been a while since I've played that main room. Here he comes. Hello, Scotty. Yes, it's been
Scott Segal has walked in the room.
It's been a while since I played the main room. It's an immense sound system, great party, great promoters. So yeah.
And playing with your peers once again and your mates.
Yeah, like yeah, you know, Bobby and Steve were very instrumental in my career. You know, they gave me my break at Soul Heaven. Obviously, Paul Trouble was huge in my career as well. But yeah, Tony Humphries, out-and-out legend, a diva, out-and-out legend. And then you got Rocco and that jazz and soul and that in the other room. So I think it'd be a great night of music tonight.
Well, mine's the San Miguel tonight, mate.
San Miguel? I'm not getting paid that much.
So, for the rest of the summer, what are you up to for the rest of the summer?
I'm pretty busy, actually. Next week, Brighton Beats Festival, which is a joint Southport and My Soul party.
Okay.
With Jay Negro, Jeremy Underground, Tony Humphries again, myself, Booker T, and tons more, which I can't remember off the top of my head. Week after that, Foundation of House, again with Booker T, Soul Brown, Martin Lodge. Then I'm at Madison's a week after that. Then we've got Southport Festival, where me and Scott are going to be hosting an arena there.
Of course, yes.
Santi Beat. I'm playing in Mexico for Mikasa. Well, there's an event over there called Mikasa. I know we have one in London as well.
Sure.
But there's an event over there called Mikasa. I'm playing in Mexico. Then off to Thailand at the end of the year. A few gigs in Italy. Yeah, I've got a lot going on. And that's even without Deep Into Soul. So I'm all right, Scott might get a Christmas present this year.
That's why I want that sound. That's why I want that San Miguel tonight. But listen, any shouts out to anyone, whoever's listening, whoever's watching?
I don't know who's listening. So anyone that's listening, hello, thank you for tuning in. And to my wife, my kids, and to our Scotty boy over there. What?
Yeah, big up, Scotty.
What you brought me? Nothing, an half-empty bottle of Dr. Pepper. Yeah, and just anyone that supports our music and the scene in general.
Yeah,
big up to you all.
All media catch you at all media sites.
What are they, Scott? Deep Into Soul Clubbing and Events, London. You can come up here, Scott.
Come on.
I'm just slash Neil Pearce on everything, or DJ Neil Pearce on everything, and what was it, Scott? And at Deep Into Soul, Insta and Twitter. Yeah. So there you go.
Thank you.
I should have really known that, shouldn't I? But there you go.
Well, listen. I'm going to get off. get you behind these decks here.
Okay.
Any surprise moments? What you go? Any sort of playing this in San Miguel tonight?
Do you know what?
San Miguel.
I've never played in my life planned, and I'm not doing it now. So you'll get what you're given. To be fair, it's all about going for a vibe. What a vibe! That's what I'm going to play.
I love
but
it.
I will try and drop in a few new tracks that I've been working on because I've been working towards an album with Hanley, which is nearly finished.
Okay.
Next couple of weeks that'll be done.
Exclusive.
Was that
exclusive?
I just done a new thing with Sai Says.
Become a half pint now.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a few little bullets that I'll try and slip in.
Oh, right, you've heard.
But I'll see how my flow goes.
Well, listen, Neil, thank you.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you,
Nice
brother.
one, buddy.
Mr. Neil Pearce, everyone.
Can I just crack on with it now?
Yeah, why not? Crack on. Listen, big up to Neil Pearce. I'm going to leave you in the comfortable hands of Mr. MP.
be treated. Always see you as the queen you are, believe it. You would never, ever have to worry about. And then up in Heartbreak Hotel, without a doubt, you should ride with me. I know someone loves you more than you have ever